All right, so when I was cutting my wood, I broke right here. And so I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna repair it. Now, we are right in the middle of a pandemic, so supplies are gonna have to be whatever is already in my garage. I'm ready. Can you hand me, I need a clamp. I don't know if I have one.
How big will it be tonight?
Okay, so I'm going to grab some all-purpose power glue.
What do you need?
I need a clamp.
What's that?
Like, look over there and
This?
see. I was looking. No, that's not a clamp.
Look over where?
Hold on. So I just put a little bit of glue there, and I'm gonna push this back together. And it may not be perfect. We're gonna get it close. Then I'm gonna down here, I'm gonna slide some of this glue
What does it look like?
under here. It's metal and it's got like an orange tip. So I'm just holding this together just like that. I don't want it to move. Yeah, but it's bigger than that. It's metal. Alright, so I'm just holding it. If you have a clamp, it would be really good to use one of those. But, oh, no. I was gonna say, but it looked like it was holding there for a second. I sent my son to try to find a clamp. Let's see what he comes back with. Yes, do you have more of those? Okay.
Why do you need to?
2 would be better. That's okay. Like that. Now I'm gonna leave that just like that for a while and let that bind back together. And I will be back to show you what the next step is. Alright, so I let my glue dry, so I'm going to remove my clip. Now if this happens, you just have to gently wiggle it off. You may want to pull these off of your clamp so that they can't stick. It's totally up to you. I just left mine on and kind of peeled them off. Okay, now I'm going to take, normally I would use wood glue instead of Power Grab, and I would use wood filler instead of spackle, but being that we don't have any of that right now, and we're under quarantine, we're going to use what we have. So I've got just I don't know what you call this, like a spackle knife. Oh, this stuff might be too dry. Oh, I think it is. Let me see if I can wet it. Let's see. This is one of those things that like you buy a new thing of every time you need to do a project because it dries out. They do that on purpose. All right, let me see if I can add water to that and make it work. I don't know, let's try it. So basically I'm just going to try to build that area back up so that it's smooth when I paint on it. Lift this up, get right in there. And we'll probably have to come back and do this a couple times because that was a pretty deep cut. But your spackle, if it's new, should work much better than mine. And wood filler works pretty much just like spackle. So you'll do the same thing. Now I did have a rough spot down here. Now when I do spackle, I always put more than I need, and then I wipe off what I don't use. Alright, so that's we're gonna leave that and let that dry. Need to look at the back. I should probably do the back too. There's a little bit of a hole right here. I'm gonna get some more spackle. So you put extra on, and then you use your blade and you scrape it off. Now we will come back and sand that after it all dries, but you just want to leave the spackle in the areas that it's supposed to be. You don't want to have to sand a whole lot of extra, which is why you use the blade and you get it off. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that for now, and we'll be back to see part 3. All right, guys, so our putty is finally dry, and I'm just gonna take some sandpaper. It doesn't matter, whatever you have will work. And I'm just gonna lightly sand all of this excess off. Now, it does not have to be perfect. You're just wanting your side to hold together because you're gonna cover it with paint. I'm gonna flip it over and do the other side. Just feel it, make sure it's smooth. Okay. All right, can y'all see that? So now all 3 areas where we glued and puttied are ready to be painted. So we can paint both sides of this because we repaired both sides. I'm kind of just moving all of this off to the side. I will use a vacuum and get this up because sanding makes such a mess. And if I try to clean that up any other way, it's going to go everywhere. So I hope that that was super helpful. We're now ready to paint our sign.